My biggest dreams have come true, fellas, because Ricky Starks' contract has finally come to a close, according to Solomonster on X. Um, he says, as I just mentioned live on TNT, I've heard Ricky's contract actually expired in July, and he's been a free agent, or perhaps was a free agent, alluding to the fact that WWE may have already signed Ricky Starks. Before we get into what WWE says or what they want, Kiddo, what do you think?
Well,
Was this a good decision by Ricky Starks to leave AEW and try to jump to the E?
of course, of course. I mean, like after everything that he's done in AEW, I think kind of, uh, well, locked himself out of a prosperous future because of his attitude and the way he handled his business backstage. And a lot of it comes from the fact that he knows he's friends with CM Punk, friendly with CM Punk. I don't know how close they are.
And
He's
Cody.
definitely, yeah, and Cody. There you go. So regardless of what happens in AEW, that's a big enough reason for you to try your chance at the WWE. And I'm looking at it again. He closed the door with kind of burned the bridges with AEW. Obviously,
Yes,
not
he
fully,
did.
not fully, but it's gone to a point where it's not even worth, taking the risk and signing. Like that's not happening. I don't even see that as a possibility. This man is 200% going to the WWE, and looking at the entire circumstance, it is easily the best decision and maybe the only decision he could make.
Brian, was this a good decision for Ricky
This
Starks?
was a great decision, my dog. Welcome to a real business, my dog. From me
Oh
to
boy.
you, WWE representative Brian. You know what I'm saying, dog? Listen, man, we right here got No Mercy until September 1st. And I could see a Ricky Starks debut right then and there. I know that brother's ready. He been working out. He's fresh. Hasn't wrestled in like 2 months for that, poverty company. So, bro, he making his way now to the WWE in NXT, the developmental program. Get his feet wet. Let him get used to that style, and then
Don't jump
make
the
his
shark
way
yet.
back.
Don't jump the shark. Don't jump
And
the
then
shark.
hold on, dog, and then make his way to the main roster and become
No.
world champion at some point. But my
Brian trying to
boy,
clean up real quick. No.
Yeah.
Because the second part of this was the fact that it's being reported that WWE wants Ricky Starks in NXT on their developmental brand. So Brian, you think this is a good move? You think this is where Ricky Starks needs to be?
100%, bro. This isn't the first time that an experienced wrestler has gone to NXT and then to the main roster. So I'm not against this whatsoever.
Kiddo, do you think this is a good decision for them to put Ricky Starks in NXT?
I mean, if he's ready for the main roster, I would put him on the main roster, kind of like a better version of what they're doing with not Cora Jade Cargill. There you go. I got the Jade part right. Because like, hey, that immediately tells us that this is a big star. Like if you put him on NXT, you subconsciously tell us that he's like, oh, he's not ready for big time. He's got to still cook, and like you basically downgrade him. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna go ahead, bring this guy in, you want to go ahead and make as much money as you can possibly with this guy. So main roster would be the right thing for me. Now, him going to NXT, is it gonna end his career? Absolutely not. But like I said, gonna change the perception of him. 100%.
I don't know, man. I got to disagree a little bit. Got to disagree a little bit.
My boy Kiddo cooked. Well, hold on. Before you disagree, I'm going to tell you right now that I agree with Kiddo 100% because you got to think about it. When Jade Cargill came in, we know she is money. Ricky Starks wrestles better than Jade Cargill. 100% easy, no question about it. So why is Ricky Starks going to NXT? That's because they're not seeing him as a big star. They see him on the level, if not a level under, in Ethan Page, because when Ethan Page came in, they slapped that championship right on him. I don't see Ricky Starks taking that championship off of Ethan Page. So maybe Ricky is going to be a scrub in NXT, my boy.
I got to disagree with you, bro, because at the end of the day, we seen what happened with Jade Cargill. It took her 7-8 months to get on TV after that situation. So the whole thing with that is, if they put Ricky Starks in NXT, that's cool, because Jade Cargill was not on TV right away, and I'd rather them put him on NXT, make sure that his character and everything is good to go before you put him on TV and then he gets lost in the main roster. We see it happen very often. Ilya Dragunov, one of the biggest NXT stars, was one of the best champions, was putting on the best matches in NXT, is now lost in the shuffle on the main roster. So I do not blame WWE one bit for putting him on NXT.
Okay, well, if he's a big star and if he's as good as he thinks he is, then he won't get lost on that main roster because he will be able to float opposed to sinking. Jade Cargill went on there. She did not get lost in the main roster. You know why?
Let's not do that, bro. WWE protected Jade Cargill. Let's not say that
they can't protect Ricky Starks.
the machine played a big part in letting Jade Cargill float. Nonetheless, she probably could have floated on her own, but she's been well protected. I don't think you can.
So you don't think Ricky Starks could float on his own? That's all I'm asking.
No, I think he can float, but what I'm saying is I just don't think that Jade is the best example for that situation.
Why not?
Simply because Jade has been very well protected by WWE. She's been in one singles match, 2-3 singles matches. Like, she's been in tag team matches the whole time. Like, it's okay for Ricky Starks to go to NXT, make sure everything is well packaged before, getting lost in the shuffle.
Well, the point is still, it makes Jade Cargill look like a big superstar, regardless of how many matches she had and regardless of what happened. Skipping NXT, like they did the same thing with AJ Styles. And when he, first came in, that was a big thing. Like, okay, they actually want to do something with this guy. They put him on NXT. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? AJ's like one of the best wrestlers. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. To me, the mid card has been like pretty stagnant. You got Braun Breaker. You're not going to take the title off Braun Breaker right now. He just got it. And then the United States Championship, we just got LA Knight on it. Like, to me, it's like he doesn't need a championship, but if you're going to put him in one of those mid-card titles right now, because he's not going to go to the World Championship right away, you gotta make some shake. And I could easily see him going into an NXT feud for the title with Ethan Page. I can easily see that.
Do you want that as like a World Championship? But Brian, so you're telling me right now, Ricky Starks is a mid-carder. That's pretty much what you're saying?
As of right now, yeah.
I
don't see him go. He's not going to be World Championship material in WWE right away.
I think AJ Styles was.
Okay, AJ Styles also wrestled for 20 years before he got to WWE.
Ricky Starks has a massive ego. I don't know how it's going to go with Ricky Starks in NXT because after some time goes along, he's going to be like, I need to go to the main roster. What am I doing down here? I don't belong down here. He's not an Ethan Page who's going to stay down on NXT and do the best he can, outshine everybody, and then move up to the main roster. Ricky Starks is going to be down there mad because he's going from big level AEW to NXT.
Kenny, I got two things to say to that, man. Number one, okay, Ricky Starks, yeah, he's a complainer. And you look at what he did back in AEW. It was a mid-carder in AEW, right? So, like, how is it going to be a main eventer there? Jade Cargill was killing everybody on the roster. Boom, main roster, let's go. When she gets to the WWE, I mean.
That all has to do with the way they were presented in AEW as well.
Now, the problem is, there you go, perfect. I'm so glad that you said that because Collision, CM Punk basically gave this guy everything, right? Go ahead. You're in the spot now. And he didn't cook. It was kind of mid. He went up against MJF, just like Jay White. It was
supposed to be a bigger rivalry.
I mean, sure, supposed to, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean, look at Darby Allin.
You can't really say that.
You could look at Darby Allin. Every time he goes out there, even for a crappy segment, he puts it on the line.
If Darby Allin went to WWE right now, he'd probably be in NXT too, bro. I'm sorry to tell you.
Well, but that would be WWE's mistake, if you ask me.
That's what we're saying, yeah. Like
Darby Allin and Ricky Starks, to me, they're like damn near on the same level, bro.
Darby Allin's better than Ricky Starks.
Darby Allin don't move the needle for me. Like, he's a great wrestler to watch, fun wrestler to watch, but he don't move the needle.
Listen to me good.
Don't move it.
If Darby Allin was in WWE, he would be as big as Jeff Hardy.
Yep. He's more marketable with the face paint. He's more real in his promos. He's more crazier in the ring. Now, what he does in real life, could call him kind of crazy or,
Yeah, he's insane.
But he's like crazy wrestler. You want to see him, like, you can't hate the guy.
Darby Allin's definitely more valuable than Ricky Starks, I will say.
I think that's a pretty...
To a WWE, to AEW, no matter what.
Pretty good take.
He's undersized guy, but...
is a WWE guy.
Huh?
Ricky Starks is a WWE guy. Yeah.
We'll see. He's undersized, man.
What is he, 5'10"?
You see him in there with Roman Reigns going head-to-head, face-to-face? Not happening.
I can't even. Probably when Roman Reigns goes on ahead. How old is he? He's like 33, 34. He's pretty young still, right?
I think so. That's what I don't care about, though. He got some time to cook, though. I'll say that, but he's not going to thrive in WWE. And I will say mainly it's because he's undersized.
Yeah. And I don't know how much this will actually affect him, but there's the comparisons to The Rock as well.
Oh, The Rock's going to cook him. Y'all listen, mark my word. He's going to be in there with The Rock, and The Rock is going to cook him. But, Brian, this is the last thing I got to say on this to kind of prove my point. Carmelo Hayes, where's he at? Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Make sure y'all drop a like
What
on
does
it.
that have to do with anything, though? What
You asked already.
Where's Dragunov? Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Carmelo Hayes is undersized.
He's pretty much
bro,
similar.
They gave him a pin on Randy Orton, bro. Give him some time.
Where's
to
he at though? I mean, he's better than Ricky Starks, and he's not bubbling right now. So
I think it's all the matter, brother. Mid card right now is low key like in a weird spot.
Yeah, regardless, going to the WWE, Ricky Stark, it's the best move for him right now.
100%. It ain't AEW. I'll tell you that much.